Today, the spotlight is none other than President Donald Trump's spectacular U-turn as he unexpectedly announced an agreement to temporarily pause massive tariff increases on Mexico just hours before the set D-Day. Instead of raising tariffs to a soaring 30%, Trump chose to hold his breath for another 90 days for negotiations. Is this the same old threaten and then appease trick being used again, or is this a clever, high-stakes move hiding deeper calculations? Let's unpeel this event together. Main topic: the broken peace scenario and the sudden break. This isn't the first time we've seen this script play out. During his first term, Trump became famous for his put a sword on the negotiating table style, threatening high tariffs, creating immense economic pressure, and then using that as leverage to secure trade deals he deemed favorable for the U.S. This time, the scenario repeats itself, but with a new variable: Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum. However, according to Reuters, Bloomberg, and numerous other reputable news sources, after a good phone call with President Sheinbaum, Trump surprisingly backed down. He announced that Mexico had agreed to immediately remove these barriers. In return, the current tariffs, 25% on automobiles, 50% on steel, aluminum, and copper, and 25% on fentanyl, will remain in place for 90 days. A truly unexpected slamming of the brakes that left many stunned. So what made the Iron Man Trump flinch? Was the pressure from U.S. industries, especially the auto and agriculture sectors, too great? Or is this just a delaying tactic, waiting for a bigger gamble in the next 90 days? Hot analysis. Layered risks and rewards for both sides. 1. The U.S. and the Trump ace. Visible advantages. For now, Trump has avoided a direct trade confrontation with Mexico, which could have caused significant disruptions to supply chains and commodity prices in the U.S. He also maintains his tough image on trade while demonstrating flexibility when necessary. The additional 90 days could be an opportunity for Trump to strike a different deal, possibly with more specific demands on issues of concern to the U.S. Achilles heel. However, the continuous use of the tariff trick can erode the trust of trading partners, making them feel exhausted and uncertain. It could also be criticized by political opponents as inconsistent and creating unnecessary instability for the economy. Furthermore, if no agreement is reached after 90 days, Trump's credibility will be significantly affected. 2. Mexico and the difficult position of new President Sheinbaum. A fortress newly built. President Sheinbaum has had a favorable start by preventing the risk of escalating tariffs right after taking office. This demonstrates her ability to cope with the pressure from the U.S. and protect Mexico's economic interests. These 90 days of breathing room will allow Mexico time to consolidate her negotiating position and seek a more sustainable agreement. Trial by fire. However, the pressure over the next 90 days is immense. Sheinbaum must prove her ability to reach a deal that is beneficial for Mexico while not displeasing the U.S. Accepting the immediate removal of non-tariff barriers could face opposition from domestic industries. She's walking a tightrope and needs to make clever moves. Commentary. What are the critical stakes? What's noteworthy in Trump's announcement is the focus on the issues and advantages of the border region. According to data from the U.S. Trade Representative, in 2023, the U.S. goods trade deficit with Mexico amounted to $177 billion USD, a figure that is anything but small. Trump certainly wants to narrow this gap. But it's not just about trade. According to reports from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the issue of illegal immigration and drug smuggling, especially fentanyl, from Mexico into the U.S., remains a festering boil. The fact that Trump mentioned a tariff on fentanyl is no coincidence. He wants to use economic leverage to compel Mexico to take stronger action in controlling the border and stopping the flow of drugs. Thus, the negotiations in the next 90 days will not be limited to trade issues. It will be a multifaceted chess match encompassing economics, security, and politics. Both Trump and Sheinbaum are holding important cards. And which move comes first, which move determines victory or defeat, remains an enigma. Summary of events from April until now. To get a more comprehensive view, let's rewind the timeline. April 2025, Trump's tariff lightning strike. In early April, President Trump reactivated one of his most controversial trade policies, the proposal to impose a 10% tariff on all imported goods. While not targeting any single nation, this was a major shock to the global market. For countries considered to have unfair trade practices, this tariff could be even higher, potentially up to 60% with China. Mexico, with its large trade deficit and border issues, automatically became one of the hottest targets. May 2025, the initial blow and Mexico's reaction. In the midst of the launch of the global tariff policy, the U.S. began applying specific tariffs on Mexico, citing non-tariff barriers. This put Mexico in an extremely difficult position. The new president, Claudia Sheinbaum, who had just taken office, immediately faced immense pressure. Mexican officials repeatedly voiced their opposition and sought to open negotiations, emphasizing that a trade war would benefit no one. June 2025. Judgment Day looms. As the deadline for the 30% tariff increase on Mexico approached, many U.S. economic experts and businesses expressed deep concern. The American Auto Association warned that this could increase car prices, directly affecting consumers and thousands of jobs in the industry. Amidst pressure from both sides, a phone call took place between Trump and Sheinbaum. The temporary deal and 90 days of détente. The result was an unexpected announcement from Trump, a 90-day pause on the tariff increase. Both sides declared it a good deal, but in reality, it was a battle of wits in which each side got what they wanted, at least in the short term. Mexico gained time to seek a long-term solution, while Trump got the opportunity to prepare for a bigger deal. Conclusion: uncertainty or a new opportunity. President Trump's decision to temporarily halt the tariff increase can be viewed in two ways. One is the economic instability caused by a hot and cold policy. The other is an effective negotiating tactic that creates an opportunity to reshape trade relations. For his supporters, this is a testament to Trump's astute and calculated negotiation skills. For those concerned, this is merely a postponement of a trade war that benefits no one. Regardless, we are entering a tense and dramatic 90-day period. Can Trump secure the great deal with Mexico he desires? Can Sheinbaum balance the pressure from the U.S. with her own country's interests? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure: the story of U.S.-Mexico trade under Trump will never be boring. Stay tuned to Hot Takes Global TV as we continue to follow and analyze these hot developments. Don't forget to leave your opinions in the comment section below. And if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next in-depth analyses. Goodbye, and see you next time.